home. You know my steez.
Welcome back to the Jeff Fox Show, T-Live Food Radio Network. It is your boy, Breakfast in the Morning with your sports brother. We're going to give my real man block guest line and talk to a great friend of the show, my man Lorenzo Ike's T. Thomas, who is the PD and CEO of Live from the MIA Radio.com, and also a noted sports enthusiast and contributor to the Sports Brothers as well. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you doing, man? It is a Tuesday. But do you do karaoke on Tuesdays?
Yeah, they do it at the Top Notch on Tuesdays, man. Sometimes I go there to hang out and laugh. And
I may have to attend that one time with you because I can get my karaoke on for sure.
I'm actually thinking about going out there one night and doing Prince.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No?
Don't do that. No. Just do your impression of Marshawn Lynch in the Raiders uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could kill that.
It's a bad idea to drink liquor and think that you're Prince in Purple Rain singing The Beautiful Ones.
Oh, that's not a beautiful sight at all. You may think you're about to sing If I Were Your Girlfriend.
Yeah. Hey, man, speaking of, let's talk a little sports real quick before we get to the Grammys. Our hometown team, man, Miami Heat, a lot of people feeling good about this team. They pulled one out last night. I watched the game, but they gave up like a 16-point lead like in no time. But they hung on to beat the Denver Nuggets. Are you sold, man? Are you sold on the Heat? They got a big one coming up against the Cavs. Are you sold on this team?
Oh, yeah. I am sold on this team definitely making the playoff. I believe they can finish with the fourth or the fifth seed. I believe that each game that they play has been an extremely learning and educational experience for them because they find themselves in situations that they've never been in before, and they figure out a way to pull it out. They know how to finish those close games when they're going back and forth. And last night was an example, whereas they learned how to, in crunch time, when they needed to make the right play to close the deal after blowing a 16-point lead, they're figuring out and they're learning how to do it. Because this team, normally in a situation like that, if you have that one all-star, that's when you get the ball to the all-star, and they find a way to, get you over the hump. This team doesn't have a particular specific all-star, but they're so deep with talent. You never know who's going to show up on a given night. I love it when the Platinum Squad comes in and they give the team the boost. Last night in the third quarter, or was it the fourth quarter, the Platinum Squad didn't do too well, and they had like 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter, and they contributed to blowing that lead. And then the starters had to come back in and basically close the deal. And they just got to figure out how to continually get the ball to Whiteside in those situations where you just dump it down, let him do his thing, especially when he has the advantage or there's a mismatch going on. And they don't do enough of that in those scenarios.
Right.
Whiteside has, committed a couple of key turnovers in some games they lost against Brooklyn and the games against, was it Sacramento? They blew that lead.
Yeah, I was there.
yeah. That game, he had some costly turnovers, but he's not often put in those positions. So these times are really big learning experiences, and they do get up for the big games.
Yeah, they do.
Performed well against the Houston Rockets and could have won that game, and I think it took a 11-2 run by Houston at the end. And what did Houston do? They went to hero ball, gave it to their all-stars, they went one-on-one, and they were able to pull it out. They'll be up for the game tomorrow night. They will really be up for the game against the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I think the Heat are a fun team to watch. I like the fact they're unusual. Normally you don't see that in basketball, a team with no all-stars right in the thick of it. So definitely we'll keep an eye on them and give credit to Coach
Spo, man.
Coach Eric Spoelstra, man. He's certainly one of the best to do it in the league. And who would have thunk it a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, he got so much criticism when the Big Three were together, and you would have the critics that come out and say that he was not a good coach,
Yeah.
And you would have those staunch supporters that would say, yes, he is a good coach. And I just remember a former Miami Heat player telling me, and he will remain nameless, that no one wants to play for Spo, right? They said this to me, and I could not believe it. But I think I understand why, because it was a veteran player on the way out, and I don't think he liked or appreciated how much Spo works these people in practice, and that's when the teaching takes place. And these guys, I mean, prime example, when you talk to coaches around the NBA, who do they talk about? They talk about, the first thing they talk about is Coach Spo and how well this team is coached, and then they talk about, you know, what he's done with James Johnson and what he's done with Wayne Elliott. I mean, those two players have definitely ascended and become better players after being a part of the Heat culture. You know what I mean? They'll put their 4 years in like LeBron James and graduate from Miami Heat University, and, you know, hopefully they stay with us. But you saw what LeBron did. He came here, he got his degree, and he took it to Cleveland, and he's been able to get a championship.
Yeah.
But he took the blueprint. He didn't know how to win prior to, you know, coming to Miami Heat University. So once he got his degree, he was able to take it to Cleveland. Now, he doesn't have the ability like Coach Spo is able, and Pat Riley, to control the culture, and that's why you have what's going on in Cleveland right now, the disarray and dysfunction that's happening that we as Miami Heat fans just love so much.
Yeah, certainly we all know that story well, and now the word on the street is LeBron, don't tell nobody, about to bounce to L.A. to play with the Lakers. That's what I'm getting, dog. LeBron to L.A., man. Unbelievable. We'll see, man. It's a long way to June. We don't know what's going to happen, but that's the word on the street, bro.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now, and that's really unfortunate for, you know, Cleveland Cavalier fans. I mean, you want, you know, him to stay, but what is it? And the fact is that Dan Gilbert is trying to sell the team.
Yep.
That's also in the news, that he's trying to sell. So, I mean, it's really unfortunate for the fan, because we went through our little, you know, period of separation when LeBron left, and, you know, okay, he decided to do that. And, you know, to a certain extent, I wish he didn't get that championship. But then again, after he won it, I'm kind of happy that he has that, because he doesn't need to be, he would have been 2-5 in NBA Finals, and he doesn't need that blemish, you know, on his overall record. I just wish he would have got 3 here in Miami as opposed to getting that 3rd in Cleveland. But, you know, hey, it's a different era, man, and athletes can go where they want to go, and he may go out there in L.A. and do quite well with all the talent that they have there and the room that they'll have in the salary cap.
No doubt. Right now, Lorenzo Thomas, live from the MIARadio.com here on the Two Live Studios Radio Network, the Jeff Fox Show. Folks, man, if you want to hear some really, really great music and keep up with current events, listen to Live from the MIA. Lorenzo, you've got a nationwide audience right now listening to this show. So you got folks all over the country, man. We're not just 305 no more on this show. So we got a national platform here on this network, and I'm happy to have you on the show. I wanted to ask you, though, this whole Monique situation, man. I'm reading more and more about it. She wanted black folks to boycott Netflix. Then I'm reading over the weekend she went back and forth with Roland Martin. She's had issues with Will Packer. It seems like Monique is beefing with the whole damn industry.
Yeah, man, and it's really unfortunate. I know Monique, I wouldn't say very well, but I used to host her comedy club in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And she knows me when she sees me. So when she sees me, she's all, well, what's up, baby? How you doing? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's really unfortunate because she feels as if she achieved such greatness when winning that Oscar for her performance in Precious. And, you know, once you achieve that ultimate goal, you feel as if, you know, the accolades are going to come. And they didn't come for her. You know, I mean, there was a couple of things. I remember she was able to get a late-night talk show. I think it was on TV1 or BET. Right. I'm not sure which network that was. She was able to do that and maybe some other roles. But I really think, you know, she expected while the iron was hot. And I'm not sure what year that was. Maybe it was 2007, 2008, almost 10 years ago when she won that Oscar. And that's when her stock was at its highest. Right now, her stock is at its lowest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she got into another argument with someone else that she's beefing with, which you may not be aware of, and that's with Cheryl Underwood, who is our morning show host on Live from the MIA. MyMac.com.
I saw that.
She hosts the morning shows every morning, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. So she had beef with Cheryl, and Cheryl says that about a year ago she was having a conversation with Monique over the phone, and she was trying to convince her that, listen, Mo, you know, where you are right now, and it turned into a shouting match over the phone, and Cheryl jokes to say it was on her Bluetooth. So when they were arguing, Cheryl was saying you needed to apologize. You're not going to get anywhere having beef with everyone. You need to apologize to Tyler Perry. You need to apologize for what you said about Oprah Winfrey. You need to apologize to Lee Daniels so you can move forward. These are people that are in the positions of power that can help you, and you need to apologize. And I guess the more went on in the conversation, and I'm paraphrasing here, Monique took that as Cheryl, and there may have been a little bit of conversation about money, and Cheryl talked about this on her morning show on Live from the MIA.com, and Monique took it as Cheryl saying that she should take less money. Now, Cheryl said this happened over a year ago, and she don't know anything about the Netflix situation or the conflict or what have you.
Right.
You know, but she said that she accused Cheryl of lying and said that she should take less money. So Cheryl has talked about this on the morning show. So what I did was promote the Cheryl Underwood morning show on Live from the MIA.com, and I tweeted Cheryl and Monique. Monique retweeted me and Cheryl Underwood and tuned into the morning show and was tweeting and commenting on everything that Cheryl Underwood was saying on the morning show on Live from the MIA.com. So what Monique is trying to do is she's trying to see if she could get Cheryl to put her on The Talk, which is on CBS, Cheryl Underwood's major platform. You know, and Cheryl's like, I'm not going to bring you on there if we can't even, you know, dialogue peacefully. I'm not going to put you on that platform and then you make me look bad.
Right.
And right now, I think what Monique has to realize is her stock is not as high, regardless of what you've achieved. You know, and we know this from being in radio. You know what I mean? You can achieve a lot in radio, but when you don't have those call letters behind you, when you don't have those movie accolades behind you, current movie accolades, your stock is not going to be as high. You know what I mean? So it may be a situation where I know it's not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money to some people, and it's not the $20 million that Dave Chappelle got. It's not the $20 million that Kevin Hart got. But those individual stocks, for those guys,
right.
Amy Schumer, their stock is high right now, and your stock is not. Take the money, do the special, kill it like you know you can. Don't go up there angry, dissing everybody. Just do straight comedy. And I guarantee you, if she took that route, she'd get a bigger deal the next time. But your stock is low right now. You know what I mean?
There's also the rumor, Lorenzo, that she's also difficult to work with, mistreats people. I mean, you and I both know, man, that's not the way to go, bro.
Right.
Like, that will get you out the back door real quick. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm hearing is also, I think it's her husband that has gotten in her way a great deal, and has been even more so the person that's difficult to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as far as that concerned, I love Monique, and any time I've had any interaction with her, it's been nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I don't know that side, so I can't really comment on that. But basically on what I've heard, it's her husband in a negotiation process, and I think that had to deal a lot with what you were saying about Will Packer and what he wrote. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So but it's truly unfortunate, and it's black women bickering with one another, and that with this movement, the Me Too movement that's going on right now, I don't think it's something that needs to be a part of the narrative right now.
Not productive at all. We're talking to Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas, live from the MIARadio.com on the Jeff Fox Show. And Lorenzo, before we let you go, man, the Grammys the other night, I cannot believe that Despacito did not win a Grammy. I mean, that song has, my son told me last night, 4.7 billion views on YouTube. I got sick of that song in 2017, but it was a big record.
It was huge, and the funny thing is, can you imagine what the political message that would have been sent if that song where you and I both don't know what they're talking about,
right?
Because had won Song of the Year. Could you imagine the political statement it would be making to 45?
Yes, yeah.
In the state of our nation, when he's doing the State of the Union address tonight, and the state of our nation right now, that song win Song of the Year. I thought that would have been incredible. Especially, I didn't really think about it until
I didn't even think of it that way.
The nominees were read, but you can't take anything away from what Bruno Mars has achieved.
What a great artist.
He deserves everything, and just the vision. We are all caught up on the 90s right now. We are feeling like, we're feeling really nostalgic and with the 90s, and then he takes, In Living Color, that song and that brand, and brings back cross-colored clothing, and then gets, I don't even know if I should call her this, but I respect her, goes get the hottest female MC in the game right now, whose stock is higher than Nicki Minaj. You go get Cardi B to do a cameo on your song, and then you're out of here. Next up, he's going to do something. I'm waiting for a Bruno Mars, Jay-Z, DJ Khaled collaboration.
Oh, it's coming.
And then Jay-Z may fire shots back at 45, a.k.a. Orange Anus.
Right.
Can I say that?
Said.
Okay. That would be interesting. But I thought the Grammys were good. I love the skit, with reading Fighting Fury and having Cardi B, DJ Khaled, others, along with Hillary Clinton, reading excerpts from that book. I thought that was hilarious. I don't care what people say about bringing politics into music.
Let me interrupt you right there, Lorenzo, because I saw that comment last night, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Music has always been about politics.
Right.
You can't separate politics and music. I mean, go back to Bob Marley, man. I mean, just go back to a lot of the great iconic artists that we've heard. They've made political statements in their music. So,
exactly.
I don't know what the hell they were talking about.
That's just another uninformed comment. I don't think we want to turn this into a politics show, but we could if we wanted to.
Easily.
I could talk about it all day, especially with the decisions that were made about not putting sanctions on Russia, after they meddled in the election last year, which it is known to that, and all that other stuff that has happened just today. But yeah, it's really unfortunate. The country is divided, and our divider in chief will be making an address tonight to try to talk about unity, and then a couple hours later he'll be talking about division on Twitter.
So you're of the opinion that Bruno Mars definitely deserved all those awards. In my opinion, man, this dude is like a modern day Michael Jackson. He's just completely taken over, and I thought he deserved all the accolades. The 24K song and That's What I Like, they were huge records as well.
They're big.
But I've heard there are hidden gems on the album.
Yeah, and that's why it won Album of the Year, and deservedly so. I would have liked to have seen Jay-Z get number 22.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 8 nominations for the 444 album. But he had just received an Icon Award the night before. You know what I mean? So it's like,
can't win everything.
A Grammy or the Icon Award? I'll take the Icon Award. You know what I mean? And then, to have that platform on the night before, to be on Van Jones' show on CNN, and all the coverage that has garnered. The fact that they would say he got snubbed, not a big deal. Bruno Mars deserved everything.
No doubt. Hey, before we go, Lorenzo, real quick, your pick for the big game on Sunday. Who you got, man? Are you rolling with you flying with the Eagles?
How much time do I have?
You got 30 seconds.
I am a Miami Dolphins fan.
Okay.
Right? I will preface the statement with this, but we are witnessing greatness when you talk about the New England Patriots organization.
Yeah.
And I feel they deserve, in the annals of history, to go down as the greatest organization. And Brady deserves to get that trophy one more time, so history can call him the greatest, and he'll have 6 to match the Pittsburgh Steelers, but he'll have 6
Wow.
by himself.
Unbelievable.
With Belichick. I just believe they deserve that. The cheaters, whatever you want to say, so on and so forth, that's fine. But the fact that what they did against Jacksonville in the second half of that game without Gronk on the field, can you imagine these guys?
With a little help from the Zebras.
The pass interference call, I question that one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't question that one. That was pass interference because he put 2 hands on him and then shoved him out of bounds on the pass interference call. You know what I mean? So that's subjective. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Helmet to helmet, of course, that was a penalty. But after that, when Jacksonville, when you get the ball in the second half, you know, you're at midfield, you got to go for the jugular. You got to blitz him. They weren't blitzing Brady enough. The Dolphins gave everyone the blueprint on that Monday night game how to defeat the Patriots.
Right.
And you better believe the Philadelphia Eagles are looking at that tape
I
right
certainly would.
now.
Yeah.
They are studying that Miami Dolphins tape about how to rattle Brady. And that's what you have to do.
No
You
doubt.
have to blitz them. You can't sit back there. But just imagine, they won last year without Gronk. They're going back to their 6th Super Bowl, or 7th, well, I can't even remember how many it is now, and they don't even have Edelman.
Yeah.
And this is a team who lost a few years ago, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just keep it's an engine. They just keep taking the pieces and keep the engine running over and over again. And then it'll fall off the cliff once Brady retires.
Can't wait.
You know what I mean? I know they wish they had Garoppolo. You know what I mean? So,
I'm tired of seeing him win, bro.
You make that trade, you trade him away, and you get a quarterback back that used to be in your system to be your backup. I mean, who does that?
Yeah, for real, man.
So
Follow-
but I got New England.
Hey, put the social media out there real quick for me.
Social media also, you can check me out on Celebrity Page TV, which is a national syndicated television show. That's where I do entertainment news, red carpets, one-on-one, and I'm going to be in movie reviews. So I'm going to be doing something about the Black Panther. Woo! Can't wait for that movie to come out. So
Yes,
you can
sir.
check me out on there. It comes on My 33 here in Miami at midnight, Monday through Friday. And also, hey, check me out, Lorenzo Thomas. But please tune into Live from the MIA.com. It's my 24-hour internet radio show. Jeff Fox from the box, or Jeff Fox on the box. Definitely puts it down from time to time on there. Jeff, thank you so much for having me on your show, man. I appreciate it. And I will see you soon.
Yes, sir. See you at Jazz in the Gardens, man. We will be there.
No doubt.
All right, my brother.
The
Talk to you soon.
2018 Jazz in the Gardens Music Festival. Saturday, March 17th and Sunday, March 18th at Hard Rock Stadium. Featuring Anita Baker, Chaka Khan, Smokey Robinson, Fantasia, Joe, Salt and Peppa, Tasha Combs-Leonard, Trombone Shorty, and more. Tickets on sale now at the box office, Ticketmaster.com, or jazzinthegardens.com. Brought to you by the City of Miami Gardens.
The most popular restaurant chain in the Bahamas.